The house I wasn't supposed to inspect had a picture of my car inside it. Not a security camera still, a real photo taken that morning from across the street. My car was parked outside the Bellweather Municipal Building, right where I left it. Under the photo, someone had typed, "Arrived on time." Not arrived. Arrived on time, like I had been expected. Welcome to the last broadcast, where some stories were never meant to be heard. I was doing temporary property assessment work that summer. Mostly, I drove to small towns, photographed empty houses, checked for damage, and uploaded everything into a county portal before dinner. No interviews, no investigations. Photos, notes, and GPS tags. Bellweather seemed easy. 12 properties. One day, maybe 6 hours, and I needed the money. My rent had gone up, my brakes were scraping, and I was tired of pretending I had everything handled. So when my supervisor offered a rural inspection on short notice, I took it. Bellweather was 40 minutes off the interstate, past 2 closed produce stands, and a stretch of cornfields that made the radio fade in and out. The welcome sign looked freshly painted. Bellweather, a good place to come home. To the letters were too clean for the town behind it. Main Street had a diner, a hardware store, a leaning church bell tower, and a municipal building that looked like an old bank. No traffic light, no gas station, nobody outside. I parked at 8:12. I remember because the county app froze. Inside, the office smelled like lemon cleaner and old paper. A woman at the front desk already had a folder waiting for me. Older, small glasses, gray sweater even though it was July. "You'll start east side," she said. I told her my work order had me starting west. She looked at my paper, then back at me.
"No, east side first."
I waited for more. There wasn't more. She slid a folded town map across the counter. 12 houses were circled in red.
"Only photograph the marked properties."
That's not usually how we do it.
In Bellweather, it is.
When I asked where I could get coffee, she pointed at the diner across the street. Then she said,
"Don't sit near Warren."
The diner was called Jones, even though the waitress said Joan had moved away years ago. There were 3 people inside, but only one kept looking at me. A thin man by the window with a full cup of coffee in front of him. No steam, no spoon, just a cup he wasn't drinking. That was Warren. While the waitress filled my coffee, Warren looked at my county badge. "They still pretending those houses are empty." The waitress stopped pouring for half a second. I asked what he meant. Warren looked toward the municipal building. "Start west," he said. The waitress snapped the lid onto my coffee. Warren gets confused. Warren smiled. "I get dates confused," he said, "not houses." Outside, the woman from the municipal building was standing at the window, watching me. The first houses didn't look scary. That almost bothered me more. I was used to vacant properties being obvious. Broken gutters, overgrown yards, mail spilling out of boxes. Bellweather's empty houses were clean, not renovated, just maintained. At 214 Maple, the porch boards were damp in the corners, like someone had washed them that morning. At 218, an upstairs curtain had a narrow gap in it. At 226 Ash, the porch light was on in full daylight. Then I noticed the same thing at the next house, and the next. Every circled house had its porch light on. No cars, no trash cans, no mail. Just those small yellow bulbs glowing before noon. There was another thing too. A white ceramic bowl beside each front door. Small, plain, clean. Some were empty. One had rainwater in it. One had 3 pennies at the bottom, lined up carefully. I took photos because that was the job, but I didn't write much in the notes. I didn't want my supervisor reading possible weird bowls and calling me before I got back to the highway. Around 11, a white maintenance pickup rolled past me. No logo, just a magnetic sign that said Town Maintenance. The driver lifted 2 fingers from the wheel, then parked at the end of the block. At first, I thought he was making sure I didn't trespass. Later, I realized he was watching the houses I passed without photographing. The 4th property was 19 Briner Lane. The file said vacant, owner deceased, no utilities. But the front steps were new, raw wood, no stain. The screw heads still shiny. I took the front photo, then checked the basement windows. That was when I heard the radio, not music, a man's voice. Low and muffled, like a talk show playing in another room. I leaned closer to the basement window. The voice stopped. Then 3 soft knocks came from inside the house, not on the window, somewhere deeper. Slow enough that whoever did it wanted each one heard. I stepped back and called the municipal office. The woman answered on the first ring. "There's somebody in 19 Briner," I said. "No," she said. No hesitation. "I heard someone inside."
You heard plumbing.
"The file says no utilities." She went quiet. Then she said,
Take the front photo and move on.
I told her I had to report occupied properties if they were listed vacant. Her voice stayed calm.
Then report it after you finish Bellweather.
That was when I should have left. But fear is strange when it still has an explanation available. Maybe the town was hiding squatters. Maybe Warren was unstable. Maybe local families were using empty houses. And I had already finished 8 houses, 3 more, and I got paid. So I kept going. At lunch, the maintenance truck followed me back to Main Street. Not close enough to accuse him of anything, just always in my mirror. At Jones, the place was empty except for Warren in the window booth. Same seat, same cup. I ordered a sandwich to go. Warren said, "How many bulls had water?" I didn't answer. He nodded like I had. "Water means don't go in." The waitress said his name under her breath. He kept his eyes on me. "Pennies mean someone gave permission." The waitress came back fast. "Don't listen to him." Warren leaned back. "Dry means the room's ready." I tried to laugh. It came out too quiet. "What room?" He looked tired then. "The one they show you after you stop being polite." The waitress put the sandwich on the counter and lowered her voice. "You should be gone before 4. No threat, no explanation, just that. Gone before 4. I checked the time. 1:37. I had 3 houses left. The last properties were on the west side, past the church. The road changed after the bell tower. No sign said it did, but it did. The pavement got rougher. The houses sat farther back from the street. There were no cars, no garbage bins, no birds on the power lines. But every porch light was on. One house had 6 mailboxes beside the door, even though it was listed as single family. Another had a garden hose running into a basement window. The file said no water service. I took the required photos from the sidewalk and got back in the car. That was when I noticed one more house on the map, 77 Orchard. It wasn't in my county work order. It wasn't circled in red like the others. Someone had circled it twice in pencil, so lightly I almost missed it. I sat there with the engine running, white siding, green shutters, porch swing hanging crooked. A little too normal. A white bowl sat beside the front door, dry. No water, no pennies, nothing. I should have left it alone. But by then I was irritated in that stupid way people get when they're scared and embarrassed. So I took the front photo, then the sides. Behind the house was a detached garage with newspaper taped over the small square window. One corner had peeled away. I looked in. The garage was full of white banker's boxes, dozens of them. maybe hundreds. Each one had an address written on the front. 214 Maple, 2026. Ash, 19 Briner. Every house I had inspected. On a folding table near the window, there were photographs, fresh ones. Me walking into the municipal building. Me at the diner counter. Me standing beside the basement window at 19 Briner. In that photo, there was a shape behind the glass. A person-shaped blur stood just inside the basement, close enough to touch the back of my jacket if the window had been open. I don't remember deciding to leave. I just remember being back in the yard, moving too fast, trying not to run. When I reached the driveway, the white maintenance truck was parked across it. The driver stood beside the open door, wiping his hands with a rag. He didn't look angry. That was worse. He looked disappointed. "You weren't assigned that house," he said. I told him to move the truck. He looked at my camera. "Did you take pictures inside?" "I didn't go inside." "That's not what I asked." My phone buzzed. The sound was tiny, but we both looked down. Unknown number. A photo loaded on the screen. It showed me standing behind 77 Orchard, taken from inside the house, through a dirty kitchen window. The message underneath said, "You missed the table." The maintenance man saw it. For the first time all day, someone from Bellweather looked scared, not of me, of what had just noticed me. He stepped away from the truck. "Go," he said. I didn't ask why. I reversed through the grass and squeezed around his truck. When I passed the welcome sign on the way out, a smaller wooden board had been nailed underneath it. I swear it hadn't been there that morning. Counted. 1. I drove 12 miles before my phone showed service again. I stopped at a gas station and uploaded everything using their Wi-Fi. My supervisor called 5 minutes later. He asked me to send him the local map, so I did. A few minutes later, he called back. His voice was lower. "Where did you get this?" "From the municipal office." "This isn't our Bellweather map." "I know, they gave me theirs." "No," he said. "I mean, Orchard Street isn't part of Bellweather." Everything west of the church was condemned in 1998. Ground collapse. No active addresses. No utilities. No residents. I told him I had just been there. "I'm looking at the parcel system right now," he said. "There are no registered properties past the church." Then he stopped talking. "What?" I asked. "The application lists 12 vacant homes," he said. "Right, but the attachment has 13 inspection slots." He emailed me the file. I opened it with the doors locked. 12 addresses were typed normally. The 13th had no street number, just return property. Ready. Under confirming inspector, someone had already typed my full name, middle initial included. I never gave Bellweather my middle initial. I quit the contract that night. For a few weeks, nothing happened. That part made me feel crazy. No truck outside my apartment. No unknown numbers. No faces in windows. Just normal life. Then, in November, my apartment building's porch light turned on during the day. It had been broken for months. I asked my landlord about it. He said maintenance must have fixed it. I asked what maintenance. He said, "I don't know. City, maybe." The next morning, there were 3 pennies on the front step. No bowl. Just 3 clean pennies, perfectly lined up. By lunch, they were gone. A week later, the basement door locks were replaced. The landlord said he hadn't ordered it. 2 days after that, someone painted the curb. Fresh white numbers. Clean lines. Too clean. Then the new mailboxes arrived, 6 of them, for a building with 4 units. I watched the installer from my upstairs window. White pickup. Magnetic sign on the door. No company name. Just maintenance. When he finished, He swept the front step. Then he reached into his pocket and placed a small white ceramic bowl beside the entrance. He didn't look up at my window. He didn't need to. That night, I packed a bag. But when I opened my door, the hallway smelled like lemon cleaner and old paper. Under the porch light, taped neatly above the new mailboxes, was a printed tenant directory. 4 names, 4 apartments, but there were 6 slots. The 5th was blank. The 6th had my full name typed into it, not my apartment number, not tenant, just my name. Beside it, where the unit number should have been, it said East Side First. I stepped outside anyway. I don't know why. Maybe because once you see your own name where it shouldn't be, standing still starts to feel like agreeing. At the bottom of the stairs, I noticed the brass address plate beside the front door was gone. The one that used to say the building number. In its place was a smaller plate, freshly screwed into the brick. The metal was clean. No fingerprints, no scratches. It said, Bellweather Township Return Property 13. Occupancy, pending. Below that, someone had taped a county inspection sticker. My inspection sticker. The one I had placed on 77 Orchard. The corner was still creased from where I had peeled it off my clipboard. I stood there with my bag in my hand, looking at the sticker, trying to think of any normal way it could have gotten there. Then, from somewhere below the floorboards, 3 soft knocks came up through the hallway. Slow enough that I had to count them. And behind me, one of the new mailboxes clicked open,